All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thank you for joining us here on the live Q&A. If this is your first time joining us, or just if you've joined us in the past, please just say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you have any questions about your Zenfolio account, make sure. Let me scoot over this way just a little bit. Make sure to get those in the chat so I can get those answered live today for you guys. So I hope everybody's having a great week. So far, for the most of this week, I've been on a little bit of vacation, so it's been pretty nice for me, but I hope you guys have had a good one. It's finally starting to warm up a little bit here in North Carolina, so I'm glad that it's not as cold, and that I'm finally able to go outside and do some stuff with my son. Okay, so before we get into any live chat questions, let's just go ahead and grab a couple of email questions that I've got here. So if you guys, after the broadcast, maybe you think of a question that you want to ask, or you have something you want to ask, you just don't want to ask it here right now, you can always just shoot it to us at zenfolio.com/contact, and then just include YouTube live question in the subject line, and then I'll take those and make sure to get those answered on next week's live stream. Sorry guys, I'm having a tongue-tied moment here. Okay, let me go ahead and just jump to an email question here. So this one says, how do I allow a client to download an entire gallery at once instead of having to select images? I want this to be a paid download, but they keep having to drag and drop their images over. It's super frustrating and I need to change this. So what it sounds like is you've got a digital product created where you're selling an entire gallery download, but the problem is that maybe the gallery is like a wedding gallery and it's got 300 photos in it, and every time your clients are purchasing this, they have to drag and drop the photos into the download slots. So what it sounds like is going on is that you need to just change the way that this digital product is set up a little bit, where it will actually select all the photos automatically for your clients. So let me just show you how to do this really quick. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go to selling right here. And then we are going to scroll down and go on to digital products right here. And now as you can see, I've got a bunch of different digital products created, but right here is a full gallery download right here. So this is the product that I'm talking about right here. Now, if you wanted to create your own, if you don't have a full gallery download created yet, just click the create new digital product and then just name it full gallery download. Go through here and set it up. If you want it to be the original files, that's the option that I would use for image dimensions. So if you're wanting to offer full resolution downloads, I would definitely go with the original dimensions or the original photo option there. Now next down here is where you make this thing work. So if you want it to be a full gallery download, where you don't have to, the clients don't have to like select and drag and drop a bunch of images. You just want to make sure that you've got this autofill from entire gallery option on. So right now you can see here, the way I've got this product set up is that once a client purchases this digital product, it's going to automatically add all of the photos in the gallery, up to 1,000 photos, to this digital product for the client, and they won't have to go through and manually drag and drop them into place. So that is the thing that makes it work right here, is just making sure that you have that autofill from entire gallery option selected. So if you go back and check your product for your gallery download and you don't have that option checked, you might want to just go ahead and check that to make it easier for your clients. And then after you have that done, obviously you would just come down to the bottom and save it right there. And then you would add it to the price list if you don't have it added already. And then that's how that would make that a lot easier for your clients. They wouldn't have to select the photos. It would just automatically select all the photos in that gallery up to that maximum number that you indicated there. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. And it looks like we got a couple of questions coming in on the chat. Hey, Mike and B-Bay J, good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. So let me see. Mike says, how do I import the same image to more than one gallery without importing it in more than once? So it sounds like you've got a photo that you want to show up in multiple galleries, but you don't want to have to re-upload it. You just want it to go to the other galleries and still stay the same place. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. The way that I would recommend, Mike, is that you just copy it. So what we're going to do is, let me just go to a gallery right here. And let's see. Let me just get to a gallery. So let's just go down to this homepage slideshow mixed gallery right here. And let's say that I've got this photo right here, and I want that photo to appear in a couple of other galleries, but I don't necessarily want to have to re-upload it into my account. Maybe I'm away from my computer and accessing my computer remotely where I don't have that file to re-upload it, or I just don't want to take the time to re-upload it. What you can do is you can use the copy option, and this would be my recommendation of how you do this, is actually do the copy option. So let's say I want to get this photo to appear in the sessions gallery for some reason. What I'm going to do is just click on it, and then I'm going to go to Photo Actions and hit the copy button right here. Now you can even do this with multiple photos as well. So let's say maybe I want to use this one and this one. So I'm going to hold Command on my keyboard. Since I'm on a Mac, if you're on a PC, it's going to be Control. And then just click that other photo, go up to the Photo Actions menu, hit Copy, and then just choose the gallery you want to copy it to. I don't think in this case, yeah, so in this case, you can't select multiple galleries. You'd have to repeat this process for each gallery, but at least you're not having to go in and re-upload it. So now once you do that, if I click on the Sessions gallery right here, then you can see those photos are now showing up here. So here's that first one, and there's that second one right there that I copied over. The other thing you could do is you could do this with collections. Collections can kind of be a mess, so I don't really recommend using this method, but it's definitely something you could do if you had multiple collections. Like, let's go here and let's say create a new collection, and I'm just going to call this test. And now the thing that's important to remember about collections is that any photo that you add to a collection will carry over the settings that it has on its originating gallery. So to show you the difference, those photos that I copied into the Sessions gallery are their own photos, and I can come in here and I can customize these and change the access control settings for those photos. I can change the price list and all the things like that. Now, if I were to just add this to a collection, if I go add to collection like this right here, and I add it to that test collection, this is not copying the photo. Basically what it's doing is it's adding a desktop shortcut, so to speak, to that collection right here of that image. And if you see, I click on this in the collection, I can't come over here and change anything. All of the settings that are applied to this photo are going to be the settings that are in its originating gallery, which is why I would, again, recommend using that copy option. Okay, so anyway, Mike, I hope that helps. If you still have questions or need me to clarify or go a little bit more in depth, please definitely let me know. Thanks for your question, and like I said, I hope that helps out. I would definitely recommend going the copy route versus the collections route. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here, and I know I'm going to mess it up. BBJ, I guess that's how you say it. Can you edit or customize the words and instructions to the checkout page? So let's see. You can add extra text during the shopping process, but there's not really a way to remove or change any of the wording that we present. One of the things that you can do is use shopping cart messages to add a little bit of extra information for your clients. So, oh, I got all these notifications coming up. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Got to turn those off. Okay, so one of the things that you could do, like I said, is you could add shopping cart messages. And now that's going to be if you go to settings right here in your account, and I think it's under selling, and then you go to shopping cart messages right here. There's actually different messages that will display to your clients when they're going through the checkout process. So there's one for like delayed fulfillment. So for instance, maybe you're going on a vacation or something like that. And what you want to do is you want to let your clients know that you're on vacation, and it might take a little bit longer than usual for their orders to be approved by you if you're using order approval. You can go here and put that in the delayed fulfillment shopping cart message, and that's actually going to be a message they see during the checkout process. There's a couple of other ones here. You can go down to the Zenfolio vendor fulfilled products. This is going to be a message that's displayed for orders containing products from the Zenfolio Partner Labs. So for any of our products that we offer through our vendors, if you want to add some additional instructions or information to your clients, this would probably be the one that you want to use right here. And you can actually do a post-sell message too. So this will come up after they check out and all that. So if you wanted to say an additional, like, thank you for your order or something like that, you can do that here. And there's also one for self-fulfilled products as well. There's a pre-sell message and a post-sell message here. So that's where you're going to want to add that extra instructions or information that you're wanting to add. Again, just go to settings and then click on selling and then look for shopping cart messages right here. And that's going to get you to this section right here. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any more questions about that, please feel free just to clarify. Let me know in the chat. I'd be happy to talk about it a little bit more. Let's see. Let me go back to my dashboard. And can you set a standard shipping cost at checkout if we are selling self-fulfilled products from a vendor supported by Zenfolio? So it sounds like what you are wanting to do is you are wanting to set just a standard flat rate shipping fee. You might need to clarify just a little bit more so I can make sure I give you the answer that you're looking for. So are you wanting to set like just a flat standard shipping fee and then you're selling self-fulfilled products but you're using our internal labs? Let me just kind of go ahead and go into what I think might be the answer for that, and then if it's not, then just please feel free to clarify a little bit more in the chat so I can make sure I answer that correctly for you. But if you're wanting to set a flat rate shipping fee and you're using our integrated vendors, if you have the advanced account, you can actually set up a custom shipping fee without having to do the self-fulfilled route. So if you have an advanced account, you can go to selling, go to your price list, and then let me just click on a price list really quick right here. If I go to, let's see which one of these is, all right here. So I'm gonna go to this MPix one right here. And then what we're going to do is once you're in the price list, you can go to price list settings right here. And then if you scroll down to the bottom down here, the very bottom, there should be a shipping option right here. So let this load up. And then you want to go, so again, this is with an advanced account. You're going to want to go down to the shipping section under price list settings. And then once you get here, you have the option of allowing the customers to select from all the shipping methods offered by the vendor. Excuse me. All the shipping methods offered by the vendor, which is normally what I would recommend. But in this case, you could also offer one custom shipping method right here. And this is where you could go in and you could set some standard flat fee shipping. Now, the way I have it set up right now, it's still going to be vendor fulfilled. So once the clients go in and they make an order, if you have order approval on, you approve it, and then it goes to the vendor lab and they fulfill it. If you're going the self-fulfilled route, then you're actually going to have to set up your shipping fees when you create your self-fulfilled price list and go through that. And there's a really good tutorial that walks you through that 100% of the way. It's on the YouTube channel. I think it's called Selling Anything You Want. So if I could get one of the moderators to throw that out in the chat, that will kind of guide you through how to set up your shipping and stuff like that for self-fulfilled products. Yeah, so you are self-fulfilling. Okay, yeah, so in that case, let me just show you really quick. But like I said, there is a tutorial, so let me just show you really quick. If you're self-fulfilling 100%, you can just go to selling and then go to, let me go on to selling really quick right here. And then we're going to go to self-fulfilled products right here. And then what you could just do is go over to shipping method. And if you want it to be one standard flat rate, no matter what the size of the product is or nothing like that, basically you're just going to offer one shipping method. So you wouldn't want to have these two methods set up. You'd only want to create one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm just going to say Just pretend like this second one doesn't exist, and then we would just go here to economy, and you could change the name to be like flat rate or whatever, flat rate, whatever you want there. And then you would just come down here, and this is basically where you're going to ship up, or I'm not ship up, sorry, set up your shipping pricing or your shipping fees. So if you want it to be flat rate across the board, you would want to make the shipping fee for each package size the same cost. So since that's $3, you'd want to make, the medium $3, the large $3, and something like that. That's how you would do that and make it a flat rate no matter what size the product was there. Now, if you want to just make it a flat rate, but you want to have, you want it to be variable depending on the size of the product, then you would just go in and say, okay, $3 for a small package, $6 for a large, and then, $12 here. And then the key is going to be to make sure that you set up the pricing for all the package sizes. Go down to the bottom here and click save, and then make sure that that is your only shipping method that you have. So you would want to delete the other one that you had if you had another one, and then that would become your flat rate fee for shipping your self-fulfilled products. And again, that video, thanks Cheryl for just throwing it out there. The link to that video, it walks you through the entire process of setting up your shipping methods, how to create self-fulfilled products, and all that stuff. So definitely check that out. It will really help you with that part of the process as well. All right, let me go back to my dashboard really quick. And I've got a question from Paul. He says, oh, listen, let me make sure I didn't miss any questions up here. John says, sorry, John, I almost missed you. John says, let me get that up here. So John says, is there an option for customers to schedule appointments? So there's not really a built-in option to do this. At this time, what you would need to do is use a custom page and embed a widget from like a third-party site. There's actually a really good link example. Let me see if I can get this link copied. All right, so this is for you, John. I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. This is an example of how you could do that through a third party. Let me just bring that up over here and show you guys that as well really quick. So this is a custom page. This is a custom page on one of our demo sites. And basically what this is they used a SquareUp account, and right here they've got where people can come in and book appointments based on availability. So this is all done on a custom page. What you would need to do is from your dashboard here, you would just need to go to websites, custom pages, and then you would need to go to whatever service you want to use for that widget. Like I think there's one called Calendly that you could use. There's one called Appointee, and then this one's called SquareUp. I think most of them offer free options. But what you would want to do is go to one of those services, create an embed code for your calendar booking, and then go to your custom page and just make booking. And then just hit source and embed that code right here in the source section. So I don't have a code offhand, but I'm just going to say, hi, this is my booking page. And we're just going to pretend like I just embedded some source code in there, something like that. And then we would hit save. And so then what you could do is after you've got it saved, you would just want to go to your website. So what I'm going to do is go to customize website really quick, and you would just want to add that to your site menu. So let me show you how to do that really quick. All right, and this account is still a mess from all the crazy testing stuff that I always do on here. But so let's go right here to the site menu. Let me just zoom this out a little bit so we can make sure that we see everything okay. All right, so we're gonna go hit that add new. I'm just gonna say book a session right here. Hit enter, and then for this we're going to choose link menu item 2 and go down to built-in or custom page. And then once you have that custom page created, it's going to appear in this list. So I'm going to go down here, go down to custom pages, and in this list I've got a really long list. You can't see it down here at the very bottom because the list is so long, but it says booking right there. So that's that page I just created, and you would hit update. then that's going to show up here on your site menu right here. Let's see. So right there, book a session. Click that, and that's going to go to that custom page that we created, which once you create it, hopefully it has that embed code to show up that little calendar booking thing. Okay, let's see. Let me get back to my dashboard really quick. Back to dashboard here. All right. Let's go to main with the chat. Let's see. All right. Paul says, is there a way of increasing the size of an image on a photo page? I noticed that if I increase the maximum download size, the image shows bigger on the photo page, but I don't want a large download. So let's see. If you're allowing the downloading of a web resolution images, then your visitors, it depends, like I said, it depends on how it's going to be set up. So let me get back to the dashboard really quick here. If you are allowing downloading of web resolution images, I'm not sure that's where you want to go in and change that stuff. I think you're just wanting to make the image larger itself as it appears on the photo page. Really, the only way to do that is to increase your maximum display size. So let me just go here to no chat really quick. What we're going to do is going to go to photos right here. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to whatever gallery you're talking about that shows that image on the photo page. And then you can go to gallery access right here. And then it's not really going to be the downloading size. You're going to go to photo protection. And then this right here is going to be the maximum size displayed. So right now, whenever you upload a photo to Zenfolio, we actually never ever show the original image online. We do this for two reasons. One, because those full resolution image files would take forever to load on people's computers, especially those who have a slower connection, or maybe they're doing mobile data now or something like that. Those photos would take forever to load. So what we do is we generate up to 9 different display images for use on your site. And that's where these come in right here. These are some of the display image sizes that we generate. And so this is where you would go to choose the largest image shown on your website. Now, the other reason that we do this too is to keep people with really high high resolution monitors from being able to take really big screenshots of your image. So currently the largest image shown is going to be 1550 by 960. And that's what you want to make sure you have that set up there. Now, we are looking at maybe doing some changes, maybe adding a larger size, especially with more and more people getting retina screens and things like that. We are looking at doing something to accommodate those, but I don't have any specific information on when that's going to be released. So for right now, this is going to be the largest image right here, is that 1550 by 960. So anyway, Paul, I hope that answers your question a little bit. If not, then please feel free to clarify a little bit more in chat. All right, let me get out of this really quick right here and just go back to my dashboard here. Now let me see if I get caught up down here in the chat. All right, awesome. I'm glad that helped you out. BBJ, I'm hoping that I'm saying that right. Hope that helped you out and let you know what you need to do. Okay. So let's go back here. It says another question. What's the best export photo setting for resolution digital files? Looks great on screen, but not for printing. Again, my recommendation, my complete recommendation for that is that if your internet strength is strong enough, I would definitely just export and upload the full resolution file to Zenfolio. Again, the reason I would say doing that is because once it's uploaded, we're not actually going to show that full resolution file on your site. We're going to generate those different display images that I just talked about so that it's optimized for viewing on your site. So even if you make your photo extremely large, again, we are going to oh good, I'm glad I was saying it right. But again, so even if you make your photos extremely larger, we are still going to generate those display images so that your site loads faster and so that nobody can take those high resolution screenshots. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. If you need more information about that or want to talk about it some more, please feel free just to ask in chat, and I'll be happy to go more in depth on it. Hey, Thea, glad you are joining us again. Johnston City, where is that? Anyway, glad to have you back, Thea. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what other questions I've got here. All right, let's see. How do payouts work? How long does it usually take to receive them? All right, guys, so if you're not familiar with how getting paid on Zenfolio works, it depends on what type of products you are selling. So if you're selling anything that's fulfilled through our integrated vendors, once your clients go through and they click proceed to checkout and they enter their payment information, they are actually charged for that order at the time, even if you have order approval turned on. Your clients are still going to be charged right when they place the order. Now, again, we're talking about vendor fulfilled orders here. So once they are charged, that money is then taken, and whatever needs to go to the lab to cover base lab costs of the products is taken and sent to the lab, and the same with shipping. So any shipping fees the lab has for that order is taken out of the revenue of that order and sent to the lab, and then Zenfolio takes out our service fees, and then the profit that's left over is then deposited into your account. So that goes into your Zenfolio account, and then you have to request a payout for it. So again, we're still talking about vendor fulfilled orders. So anything that goes through the labs in our system. Now they're deposited into your Zenfolio account, and then you have to go and request a payout for them. So what you would do is you would go to, let me just switch over here. What you would do is go to selling right here, and then click on reports and payouts. And then you can just go and click request the payout. Hopefully you have tons of money on here and you're able to cover that vacation that you've been waiting on with whatever you've made here in your Zenfolio account. But this is where you go, request the payout. You'd scroll down here and you would put all your information in here. And then at the very bottom, there's a payout method right here. And this is where you choose what option that you want your funds to come be paid out to you. You can choose payment by ACH, which is a direct deposit, and I would definitely recommend going with the ACH. I think it usually only takes like 1 or 2 days for the ACH. It's probably the best way, and that's the way that I would recommend. It's much faster than doing a payment via PayPal. So the options is payment via ACH or payment via PayPal. PayPal is a little bit longer. I think PayPal is 3 to 5. PayPal is like 3 to 5 usually, I think, maybe even 5 to 10. It's a little bit longer, but you can definitely do a payment via PayPal, and then you would just enter your email address down here. However, like I said, I would definitely go with the ACH direct deposit. It's a lot faster. And then what you would do is just come down here to the bottom, and then you can see your balance over here. And what you would do is just type in how much you want to have paid out to your account and hit continue. Now, again, we are talking about just vendor-fulfilled products. Now, for those of you who are doing self-fulfilled products, that is going to work a little bit differently. So it's going to depend on how you actually set that up. If you go to settings and selling right here, and then you go down to collecting payments, this is where you go to set up how you would like to be paid for your self-fulfilled products. So if you haven't gone and set that up, most likely it is set by default. I don't know what just happened. Hold on. Selling, where did it go? Collecting payments. There we go. Okay. So most likely it's still on the default of none. I will collect payments for my order after orders are placed. And basically your clients are going to see a message that says something like they need to get in contact with you to organize payment or something like that. Now you can also come here and set up PayPal right here and put in your PayPal email address. And in that case, what happens is when your clients come to your site and they place an order, when they click the final screen to enter their payout information or their payment information, they're actually going to be redirected to PayPal to complete that part of the process. And in that case, all that money and stuff is going to be deposited into your PayPal account. Now, you also have the option, if you have an advanced account, where you could use a merchant account. And what doing a merchant account is going to do for you is it's going to actually integrate the process into your site so that your clients aren't redirected to PayPal. You can use authorize.net or PayPal Payments Pro there. But again, the same thing. That money is going to be deposited into those accounts and not your Zenfolio account. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here. And let's see, it looks like we got some questions in the chat. So let's see. Thea says, is there an easy way to put all of my 2016 galleries into one folder? I did not organize very well when I first started in Zenfolio, and I am in Tennessee. That's right. I think I remember you telling me you were in Tennessee the last time, last week or the week before. Because Tennessee is a beautiful state. It takes a long time to travel through Tennessee, especially when you're traveling directly across from it. But man, is it a beautiful state to travel through. So is there an easy way to put all of my 2016 galleries into one folder? Yeah, so what you would want to do is probably just, let's see if I can do this here. What you want to do is probably multi-select and use the move option. I think you can do that with galleries. So if I go to the all photographs group, and let's just pretend like these are all the galleries here for 2016. And I want to move all of these here into that folder right there. I think you can multi-select. With galleries, we're going to test it out really quick and see. What I'm going to do is click on this first one here because it's the gallery. And then I'm going to go to the very last one and hold shift, select all of those galleries right there. And then up on the top toolbar right here, you can click move, click that 2016 folder, which I'm not going to do for these, but you click that 2016 group right there, Thea, and then hit move, and that's going to move all of those galleries into that group for you all at once and help you organize things a little bit better. So again, the trick is just to make sure that you see the galleries here in the thumbnail view in the center, and that you multi-select them by selecting the first gallery, holding shift, selecting the last gallery, and then hitting that move button up in the top toolbar. You want to make sure you go up to the top toolbar, because if you try to use this little drop down guy right here, it's going to deselect everything except for that gallery. So click the first one, hold shift, select that last gallery, and then click move in that top toolbar, and then choose that 2016 group. If you don't have that group, obviously you're going to have to create it so that it's there so you can move it into. So first you'd want to create the group, and then you'd want to do the move action after that. All right. So anyway, Thea, I hope that helps out with that. Yes, you guys, organization is important. I know it's really easy to start out when you're not really sure what's going on, or when you don't really think you need to organize things. It's really easy just to throw your galleries everywhere. And things like that. But then what happens is, year two or three later on down the road, after having Zenfolio for a couple of years, and you've got all these galleries, and it's so time consuming to look through. Believe me, I know. I've checked out some accounts that just have thousands and thousands of galleries and haven't done any organization, and had to spend some time with them helping them get things organized. So the sooner you start on your organization, I promise you, the better it's going to be for you. All right, awesome, Thea. I'm glad that helped. Okay, let's see. John says, if I need a small web size photo, is there a way for me to download those from my website? I don't know if I can export smaller sizes to Facebook. So there is a couple of ways that you could actually do this. When you download through Edit View, you're only going to get the full resolution file. So what I'm talking about is if you go to Photos, and you go to the gallery, not upload. If you go to like the gallery right over here, man, everything is kind of lagging for me today. If you go to the photo or gallery right over here on the left, and then if you go in here and you do like photo actions, download original file, it's only going to download the full resolution file. However, if you're just wanting to export some photos to Facebook, and you want to change the size of the photos that you want to export, John, what you could actually do is first you want to select the photos you want to export. So you can go like here, here, here. And then if you go to photo actions right here, there's actually, where is it at? Right here at the bottom, there's actually an export option. and that's going to pull up and it's going to allow you to export to Facebook. And then the cool thing about the export option, first of all, you're going to have to log into Facebook. So let me just get this out of the way here and log in really quick. Let's see. So let me just log in. It's taking forever to log in. But anyway, once you do it this way, it's going to give you the options to, it's going to let you, okay, let's see. I can close this window now. Okay, let's retry. Okay, so after you logged into your account, you're going to get a window that looks like this. And the cool thing about this is where you can actually choose to change that size. So you're not going to have to go and download those photos or try to export them out as a smaller size and then go back to your Facebook page and upload them. You can actually do it right here. You can say, okay, I want them to be, let's do the medium size photos, which are 640 pixels. Then you can select the Facebook page. So if you've got a personal one and a business one, you can choose right here which ones you have. You can also add these to an existing gallery if you have an existing gallery, or you can create a new album right here. And you can also apply a watermark here as well. And then once you're finished, you just hit continue. And it's actually going to export those photos to Facebook for you in that album that you created or chose. And it's also going to resize them so they're not the full resolution image sizes. I'm sorry. Okay, you did know that you could export them to Facebook. Okay, so in that case, what you could do is you could use this direct link right here. So if you go, so if you want this image right here, what you can do is, let's say you want a smaller version of this image right here. What you could do is you could just go to the sharing and client access right here, direct link to images. And then if you want to use like the medium, large thumbnail or something like that, you can copy that right here. Go to copy. And then just go to another tab. And I think you can right click on that after you get that direct link and save that image that way. So that's how you can do that right there, is you can get that direct link right there. Yeah, you can get that direct link right there from sharing and client access to the different sizes right here. And then since you're accessing it from within your account, you would be able to save it and then download it and then export it. All right, so that's probably how I would recommend doing that there. Or you could turn on the download option, but where it's going to download or allow people to download these smaller web resolution files, but that's going to allow anybody that's in the gallery to do that. And I would probably just stick with the route I just showed you of going to the sharing and client access, choosing the size you want here, and then just copying that link and then going to that link and downloading it that way. That's probably the route that I would take. That's going to be the fastest route probably in that case, because you don't have to go and change a bunch of options. Okay, let's see. Let me go back to my dashboard really quick here, and then let's see. We got some more questions in chat. And John, if you have any other questions, or if I missed it again, please feel free to let me know, and I'll see what I can do. All right, let's see. So John says, if you move all of the 2016 photos into one folder, does that affect the link that you give to your clients to view their photos? No, so as long as you use the built-in move function in Zenfolio, all of the links that you sent to your clients will stay intact. Now, if you re-upload them into a new folder, or a new gallery, or create a new gallery, or do anything like that other than using the move function that I showed, that will change the link. But as long as you're just using that move function, all of the links that you send out to your clients and all of that stuff are still going to stay the same. They're still going to work, and you won't get any emails saying, oh, my link doesn't work anymore. So just make sure that you use that move button there. All right, John said, okay, hadn't thought of that. Thanks. Yeah, it's it's something that not a lot of people think of. It's nice to know how to get to that, though, because there's actually some really cool things that you can do with those links. Working with custom pages and things like that. You actually have to access some of those links to work to build some things out that I show in a couple of tutorials. Okay, let me go back here. Let's see. Let me jump over to an email question really quick. Let's see. What is the difference between a group or a gallery, a collection, a group, and an event? Yes. I don't think we. So, for those of you guys who actually get a chance to watch the pre-roll, I know I have on there. It talks about what's the difference between a gallery, a collection, and a group. But I don't think it has events on there. And for those of you guys who don't have advanced accounts, you're probably not going to be familiar with an event. So first, let me talk about groups, galleries, and collections really quick. So let me just go right here. All right, so in Zenfolio, there's 3 different things. Well, there's actually 4 different things that we use to organize your photos depending on your account level. So the first thing is a group, which is what you see right here. This looks pretty much just like a folder. And the reason it looks like a folder is because that's pretty much exactly what it is a folder. With one small difference between a group on Zenfolio and a folder on your computer, and that is that you can't put content directly into a group on Zenfolio. So if I expand any one of these groups, inside of them you're going to see other groups, or you may even see galleries or collections, but the one thing that you won't see inside of a group is photos or videos. That's because photos or videos have to be stored inside of a gallery. And that's what this is right here. It's got the little landscape looking icon right there. That is a gallery. And inside of a gallery, you can upload photos, you can upload videos and things like that. But the one thing that you can't have in a gallery is you can't have, there's a couple of things you can't have in a gallery. You can't have other things, other galleries. You cannot have collections in a gallery or groups in a gallery. So galleries are the lowest level until it goes to the images and the videos and things like that. Now, next down here, this little grid looking thing right here is what's called a collection. And what a collection contains is actually just links to images. As I showed you guys earlier, this image is not actually stored in this collection. This is just a kind of like a desktop shortcut. Man, I keep scooting over to the right. I don't know why. This is kind of like a desktop shortcut kind of thing to this image. This image is actually stored in this engagements gallery right here. And that's where all of its settings are to be coming from, is from the engagements gallery. Now, onto events. I don't think I have one in here. I don't have one in here. Okay, so the last thing is what's called an event. And that is, if you have an advanced account, you can have an event, or you can create an event. And basically what an event is like, let's say, for instance, let's say that you are a school photographer and you shoot a bunch of schools, and you want to upload those, have them separated by like classes and things like that. But you want maybe like one landing page to where anybody from that school can go in to that landing page and they can type out maybe their student ID or maybe a random passcode that you created. And once they put that information in, then they're taken directly to their photos. And that's what an event does. It's not really for organizing events like as in structuring them. Basically what it does is it takes it creates an internal search for just the galleries and groups and things that are inside of it. I wish I had one on here to show. Let me see really quick. I don't think I have anything that would be easy to convert to an event. And I don't really have the time to create one. But like I said, what an event does is if you were shooting a school, basically after you upload everything and you have all the images keyworded, people can go to that event landing page, and it has a little place for them to enter a code, and it takes them directly to just their photos that have been keyworded with that code or that student ID or something like that. So that's what an event is. If you guys have any questions, anything you want me to clarify about events or groups, galleries, or collections, please let me know. Just throw it out in the chat, and I'd be happy to go further into that. All right, let's see. Let me go back to my dashboard here really quick. And let's see. Let me go ahead. We've got about 15 more minutes, guys. So if you guys have any questions out there on YouTube, if this is your first time watching us and you're just sitting around, you haven't asked any questions yet, and you've got a question you really want to know the answer to, make sure to get that in the chat pretty quickly so I can make sure I get it answered before we are out of time. All right, let me grab a drink of water and let's go ahead and take another email question really quick here. Okay. Is there a way to upload a model release and link to it? So you can do this if you. What I would suggest doing is have the model release created as a PDF, because once you have it as a PDF, what you could do is you could go to I think it's websites right here. So under websites, go to PDF, and you can actually upload that PDF here. So you just go to New, choose the file, locate that PDF document. Once you have it located, it's going to create a link, or I think you can actually name it too right here. And then you would just upload it. And as you can see right here, I've got one already uploaded. After you get it uploaded into the PDF section of your website, that's pretty much all you have to do aside from link to it from your site menu. And so what you can do is go to My Zenfolio right here, hit Customize Website, and then once you get to Customize View, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a link to that PDF document. So in this case, we're pretending like I uploaded a model release. So what we're going to do is, let me just remove this one really quick so we've got some space. All right, so I'm going to go New right here. Well, let's let it reload. All right, so now we're going to go Add New up on the top right here, or left, top left, right here. And let's just say model release. And then I'm going to hit enter. And now what I'm going to do is, instead of choosing this option, I'm going to come down to PDF document. Because if you uploaded it into the PDF section of your website, then it's going to appear in this little drop down list right here, and you can select it. Now, the one thing I would recommend doing is if you're linking to a PDF document, or if you're linking to any page that's kind of takes you outside of the navigation of your Zenfolio site, one thing that I would recommend doing is checking this little open in a new window option right here. This way, when clients click on this link, rather than taking them away from your website, it's going to just open up that PDF document, or open up that other page or whatever you're linking to. Like if you wanted to link to your Facebook page or something like that, it's going to open it up in a new window, and they won't kind of lose their spot where they're at. So now if I click on this model release right here, it's going to open up in a new tab right here. And now here's that document right here. And then all I have to do is click back on the other tab to go back to where I was. And I think it's a good way to keep from kind of losing people or confusing people, and making them lose their site. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick here. All right, let's see. All right, so let's see. How much time do I have? Yeah, I've probably got enough time to do this. So I know I've had this question before. It says, working in Theme Designer is so time consuming. Do you have any pointers to make it easier? So unfortunately, when it comes to having lots of customization options, it's going to take quite a bit of time to make the specific changes and things like that you want to make, especially when you want to be really super hands-on and super detailed about customizing your site. However, there is something you can do to make this a little bit easier when you're working with Theme Designer. So what I usually do when I'm working with Theme Designer is I'll usually go to Customize Website. And let's say I'm working in Theme Designer and I'm trying to change the specific, I don't know, the color of the search bar up here on the header. And I'm not exactly sure what I need to do to change that. Well, what I usually do is when I'm working in Theme Designer, what I'll do is I'll go up to Themes, and I'll actually open this in a new tab. And I'll show you why I do that here in just a second. So I've got to open in a new tab. And so now in this new tab, what we're going to do is we're actually going to load Theme Designer in this new tab. So we're going to go to Themes right here, and I'm going to click Edit Theme, and this is going to load Theme Designer in this tab, because what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to make changes to a theme, save it, and then go back and refresh on the other screen and see what those changes did without actually having to close out of Theme Designer to go back and check. And the reason I do that is because, as you can see, Theme Designer is gigantic. And so depending on your connection and things like that, it can take a little bit of time to load. And so for that reason, that's why I like to open it up in another tab. So now I've got Theme Designer open in another tab. And what I'm going to do is, let's just go up here to this. So I want you to go to Style, and then let's go right here and let's change the background color for the search here. So I'm just going to click on that. Then I'm going to go over here to the left, scroll down until we find that. So right there it says search right there. Search right here, and then it says background color right here. And then let me get my head out of the way. Hold on a second here. And then there's search input, inactive background, active background. And as you can see, inactive background is gray, active background is white. So those are the options that I want to change. So just so we can see this, let's just change it to some really crazy color. Let's make that some like bright green. And then let's make the active search background like bright yellow or orange or something like that. There we go. All right. Now this is a horrible color combination. I would never recommend this color, but I just want to make sure that it's easy to distinguish the changes. All right, the next thing that I would recommend doing is not saving the changes that you make directly over your existing theme. So if you've got a theme that you're relatively happy with and you're just trying to do a little minor changes here or there, what I would do is, instead of going to this save option right here, I'd actually click on Save As, and then change the name. And you want to make sure that you give it a name that's easy to recognize. So if you use your name a lot like I do, eventually you're going to end up with a bunch of presets in here with your name. So just kind of maybe the day, I don't know, just something random that strikes you as funny, like a red cup, because I have a red water cup setting to my right over here. I'm going to save that. And then now what I'm going to do is hop back to this tab right here. So we haven't left. And first thing we want to do is click refresh. And once we click refresh, that's going to load up that new preset that we just created into themes, and we can go through there and click on it and check it out. So right now you can see the inactive search background color is still gray, but now we're going to go to themes, and there is red cup right there. Hit apply, and then you should see the background color of that up there changing. All right, so now that changed to green, and then if I click on it, it changes to orange. So that is definitely what I would recommend, how I would recommend working in Theme Designer. It's going to make things a little bit easier, especially if you're trying to find something that you just can't quite figure out where it is in Theme Designer. It's going to make it a little bit easier because you can say, okay, now that I've got this set up and I've got this theme applied, let me see, how do I change the color of my display name right here? So now I would just click back over to that Theme Designer tab and then look for the display name. Well, there's the display name right there, but I'm not sure if that's the right one because that one is white and that one is blue. So there's two different display name settings. So what you could do is go here and let's say, okay, so for this display name here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that color to red and hit done. But let me see if there's a display name somewhere else too. So there's none on there. So what I'm going to do is go to the homepage tab. And then right in here, you can't see it because it's white on white. But there's a display name option right here, and that one's white. So let's change that one to blue. And so now, after I've got those changes, now, since this is kind of a testing theme, this is where instead of hitting Save As, I would just click Save. Because now what I can do is go back to the tab here and refresh this, and those changes are automatically going to take place after I refresh it. So now we can see that one turned red and that one turned blue. So now I know how to locate that display name section or setting in Theme Designer right there. So anyway, that's how I would recommend working in Theme Designer. Sometimes finding the specific element that you want to change takes a little bit of testing and playing around. Even for us, even for those of us who spend, days on end inside theme designers, sometimes finding those little bitty odd settings take a little bit of time. And usually what we end up doing is just going and creating this crazy color-coded theme and then applying it and then going from there and trying to do a process of elimination and figure out what setting controls what. But that's how I would recommend working in Theme Designer to save you some frustration and things like that. Okay, let me get back to my dashboard really quick. We've got about 5 more minutes left. So if you guys have got any last minute questions, anything that you've been thinking about, anything that you're just curious about Zenfolio or anything else, I don't have any of the answers to the purposes of life or anything like that yet. I'm still waiting on Steven to get me those answers. But if you guys have any other questions about Zenfolio or anything like that, please feel free just to throw them out in the chat before we run out of time. Okay, let me take one more email question here. I'm thinking about signing up with Zenfolio and I'm considering an advanced plan. What are the best features of the plan? So for the advanced plan, I'm going to say the best features of the advanced plan, and the advanced plan are geared towards studios, high volume photographers, really people who are doing a lot of shooting, have a lot of clientele, super busy, got lots of stuff going on, and they also need a lot of control of their orders and things like that. But what I personally think are the best features of the advanced plan is the phone support that you get when you have the advanced plan, and then also the live chat feature that you get when you have the advanced plan. I think those are the 2 best features of the advanced plan. And then other than that, you get some really cool advanced ordering features. Like I think you can have orders shipped to you and then you can ship them to the client. You also have the ability to cancel orders on your own without having to email customer support and asking us to cancel it for you. You've also got some other advanced features in the order approval process as well. And then let's see, I'm trying to think. That's when you also get that event feature that I was talking about where you can keyword photos and then people can go to the event landing page and locate those photos based on the keyword or the passcode that you put on those photos. So those are what I would consider to be the best features of it. I'm sure there's some features that I'm missing that I can't remember, but that's definitely what I would consider to be the biggest perks of the advanced plan. Hey, Graham, no problem. Glad you could join us. Better late than never, and plus the cool thing about this, guys, is, yeah, we're live right now, but, as soon as we're done, this video is going to be available on our YouTube channel, so you guys can actually go back and review it. So if I answered some of your questions, or maybe it wasn't your question, but you later on down the road were wanting, thought of something that I talked about live, you could actually come back to our YouTube channel and actually review the recording of this. So I have it labeled by date, and you can go back and watch everything in its entirety and things like that. So, and if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed, because that way you get notifications when we go live, and you also get notifications when I put out new tutorials. So coming out tomorrow is going to be how to purchase products from within your account at base lab prices, and then also how to demo or test what your client's buying experience is. That video tutorial is going to be coming out tomorrow. So again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that little orange Z and subscribe to the channel. Thea says, I need to sell more. That's where I'm not doing very well. Are there any videos on helping me promote the sales side of my business? Let's see. The SEO video would probably help just reach people. We don't really have a promotion selling video yet. The good news is that we are actually about to release, I think, unless it's already out, the new client sales campaign. So if you go to settings and selling, we actually changed the name. If you guys remember, we've done this for the past couple of years. It's called Free Client Marketing. It's right here. And these are the campaigns that you can be enrolled in right here. So we've got a Mother's Day campaign, a Father's Day campaign, a holiday kickoff campaign, a Black Friday campaign, a Cyber Monday, And you guys can go on there and see all of these and read the specific details. But the way this works is that we actually market to your clients on your behalf. So what we do is we go through your client email list, your contact list, and any clients that have been active, I think within like the past 6 months, by either saving a favorite set or making an order or something like that. We actually go in and we send emails out on your behalf, marketing to these clients for these different campaigns. Now, one thing I would definitely recommend doing is making sure that you kind of click on these 2 links right here, so you prepared for the sales and you know what you need to do to make sure that everything's good and ready to go. And then this 2 right here, just so you know what the sales are. Other than that, checking out the triggered emails feature, Thea, I would definitely recommend doing that as well. Unfortunately, I don't have time to get to that because we are out of time. But thanks again for joining us, you guys, and join us next week. Maybe we'll talk about the triggered email feature some more next week. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and hope to see all of you guys back here same time, same place next week for the next live Q&A.